Hey Soul, I want to show you a video I made.
Oh, hey, that sounds cool. Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, it's great. It'll totally ruin your channel.
Wait, what?
And when Winter just messed around in Stormwind City, his local town, when along came a lady, she was really mean. But we called her the War to the Banshee Queen. She opened up quick with a volley to the face, but Anduin's puppy took Anduin's spice. He took a bunch of bears and he shrugged it off, cause his business like Portuguese are super awesome. Anduin's puppy turned into a man, and he called up his homies from Dalaran. The queen saw it coming and she gave a shout. Then the bunch of undead started coming out from the trees and the sewers and the windows and the roofs, and half of the guard became zombies too. But up in the sky came a golden ship, and the worst battle ever was about to begin.
I think we're gonna get in trouble for this one, man.
No, I think you're gonna get in trouble for this one, man.
Hello, this is Soul. It is March 22nd, 2019. This is Warcraft Weekly. That's Bob. Those are the people that make it happen, and let's just get things started. From yesterday, March 21st till the 24th, every World of Warcraft account is being activated to let players experience the Battle for Azeroth expansion, or to otherwise take a look at their old characters and go back to their OCD habit of checking for more gold missions. Spoiler alerts, they're not there anymore. If you have not purchased the Battle for Azeroth expansion, you can access that content for a limited time, roughly 3 hours.
Because the true horror starts on the 4th hour.
This gives ample time to get you through the starting experience, namely the Battle for Lordaeron. And from there, you can follow the quest through your entry into the new continent, either Zandalar or Kultiris, and get introduced into the story before it painfully boots you out.
Wait, that's it?
Well, yeah, I guess that isn't very much, but I don't know, that still gives people time to check out the world that they missed out on throughout the rest of the weekend. Maybe they can do some time walking, and the Trial of Style is going on this weekend too. Even leveling a new character has changed drastically thanks to level scaling. There are a lot of different opinions, but I at least had a really good time around the first 50 levels or so. As for the people who already did buy BFA, you have the weekend to do whatever you want, and you should. But I do at least have one recommendation to consider. I don't think it's a good idea to dive in and try burning through as much content as you can in the 3 days that you have. I mean, you quit for a reason, and you're brave enough to even dip your toes back in. So it might not do you very much good to try diving straight into raids and dungeons, or pretty much go back to the behavior that might have made you quit in the first place. Unless you want to, then knock yourself out.
It does suck that you can't try out a cool Tyrion or a Zandalari race to play for a little while.
Yes, it does suck, doesn't it? I suggest getting into the war campaign. It's easy enough to find out where you're at by opening up your quest log and see right there, ta-da, you can get started or pick up right where you left off. If nothing else, get yourself reacclimated into the story and try to get yourself reabsorbed into the world.
Yeah, find out how much Sylvanas turned out to be such a bitch.
What Bob means is that, well, okay, you already know that she's a cold-hearted bitch. Classic WoW updates are picking up more steam as Blizzard announced specifics on Alterac Valley, the one epic battleground available during vanilla right next to Classic South Shore versus Terran Mill. By now it's well known that Classic WoW will be based primarily on the 1.12 patch. Consider it as a snapshot of all that once was at the time, and that's what you're going to get in Classic WoW with very few exceptions. Namely changes that address bugs, security, and stability. Which is why it's unsurprising that the Alterac Valley Battleground will be based on said patch, and yet, many fans who remember that version took to the forums to express their dissatisfaction on Blizzard's decision. Many fans who reminisce over the old days of Alterac Valley think of the matches that literally lasted for days, usually because the Alliance was camping the notorious bridge. I don't even need to show you what that was, but also because many of the mechanics that existed in those days, such as there being no reinforcements and tougher NPCs. The 1.12 version of Alterac Valley wasn't exactly that at all. In fact, it was pretty similar to how AV is today, a race to the end and the hope that you didn't run into the enemy. Because there weren't any reinforcements and there were super powerful rewards from buying the PvP gear sold there was a clear incentive to avoid unnecessary fighting and just get the battleground over with so you can do it all over again. Big difference from the notorious 1.5 version, which is the honor farming AoE fest that some miss. There are a lot of players not happy about this, but there's also a lot of players these days with this mindset of go, 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 go. It'll be curious to see how the ideologies clash, not just in Alterac Valley, but all over Classic WoW. My personal take sums up to hashtag no changes. That's it. 112 is what we're getting. This is it. Other smaller classic updates to note include RP servers. They are going to exist, at least in the larger regions, and as for the smaller regions, well, Blizzard is just going to take a kind of wait and see approach and just go from there. Loot trading in Classic has been a very hotly debated topic because in the past, trading loot that was already bound to a character required a game master to do it for us. Today though, we have a 2-hour window to do it ourselves unless we put it on and then it is bound and then, well, you know what I mean. Feedback from the community has...
You mean whining from the community?
...has compelled Blizzard to make a small change. Loot trading will be allowed in raids, but not in dungeons. According to Blizzard, it's understood well enough that colluding for loot in raids is much harder to do than, say, a dungeon because of the different social structures. But we'll just have to see how this pays off. This week, Blizzard issued temporary bans to players who exploited the Draft of 10 Lands potion, which gives a small experience bonus. Apparently, if you had multiples of this potion, separated them in your inventory in a certain way, and then used these potions, you could stack up the benefits of this said potion for even more XP and stat increases.
Hey, that's why I got banned, son of a bitch.
I'm talking about this specifically and in detail because 1, the bug has already been fixed, at least to my knowledge, but 2, to also point out that this isn't some sort of accidental event that players were a little bit too overenthusiastic about. This is a step-by-step exploit that, well, if you're caught, you deserve what's coming to you. I do get that there are numerous complaints about the leveling process, from the speed to the feeling of fulfillment, and I think that those should very much be addressed. But, and this is an analogy alert, if you were caught counterfeiting money and you got busted by the feds, I don't think that calling out social inequalities or irresponsible government is a good defense. Also this week, Ian Hazukosis and his summoned familiar Josh Allen held another developer Q&A and hey, looks good, very, very comfortable.
Yeah, sitting comfy, not working while the players suffer in the fires of their torment.
Right. Anyway, the Q&A was the usual fare, but there were a few highlights. The biggest one in my opinion was with TRANSMOG. Presumably in patch 8.2, you'll be able to hide your chest slot so you can look like this, or this, or this. But I think that this is pretty awesome overall. Many of you have seen me enough in streams or elsewhere that I don't like dressing up like a paladin. I mean, screw that. I want to look like someone who cosplays like an orc. Or now that I'm a Zandalari troll, I can actually show off my sweet tats and give that cool savage look.
Hey, check out this breaking news. It looks like they want to hide everything except pants.
Wait, so I still won't be able to hide my pants? That's literally unplayable. Ew.
Ugh.
Like I said, that's my favorite update from the Q&A, but I'll mention some of the others. Ian stated that there are going to be no new allied races coming in 8.2, which leads me to predict that the next allied race will not be until the end of this expansion, aka like the 735 of BFA. In the near future, a Caverns of Time portal will be added to the portal rooms. I still think that they should just add a dialogue option to one of the NPCs here so we can have something to hold us over in the meantime.
But I guess that's hard.
They're also going to add a little something to the map and the quest UI. If there's a quest that you're tracking that takes place on another continent, you'll be directed to the closest zeppelin or boat or whatever that'll take you to said continent. And that's it for the highlights and the show. I felt like I could have done more this week, but the dance video that I did earlier this week, well, doing it the way that I did with trying to embed animations directly into the footage, that took like a boatload of time. Even if this video was unfortunately destined to not be monetized because of, music and all that, I did want to leave a nice solid mark with a video that viewers can come back to for years potentially.
And then complain about the game's decline.
Well, that's on them, but this was a lot of fun to do, just like it was a lot of fun to do that whole Dare conspiracy video. Next week, though, of course, you can look forward to more new stuff. Maybe I can revisit Paladin stuff, game design, smack talk, and of course, etc. I want to thank all you folks at home and elsewhere, wink, for hanging out with me. And please, oh please, give support to the channel with a like, or to subscribe, or maybe embarrass yourself with a Bob shirt. I'll see you all next week, and here's the cringy parts. Happy early 3rd anniversary to my wife. She's my best friend, my #1 fan, my top patron, etc. Every day with you is a gift, and I'll stop there. I'll see you all next week. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and as always, stay breezy. All right, I'll give you more.
Then Kargath the Grey and Kargath the Red, and all the old gods, or whoever still left, and Nixie and the Fairy and Rathy and the Deathbringer, Float the Head and Campfire, Precipice and Lich Kings, the Pantheon, the Windrunners, all the Red Brow Haters, Talgas and Evertail, every single Meta player, Backspin, Northshire, Elude, and Mother, all the turtles that made it to the water.